Before cities, before countries, before the first written word, there was a world older than history itself. A kingdom of rivers, storms, and endless green. A place where every step reveals something alive, hungry, or waiting. This is the Amazon, a rainforest that shaped Earth and nearly shaped our destiny. The Amazon rainforest, the largest living ecosystem on Earth, covering more than 2.1 million square miles, stretching across 9 South American nations, and home to 10% of all life forms ever discovered. But the Amazon is not just trees and rivers, it's a timeline, a story millions of years old. To understand the Amazon, we have to rewind time, back to the age of dinosaurs, before humans, before civilization. Imagine South America before it was a continent, not the mighty landmass we see today, but a fragment breaking away from Africa. Around 100 million years ago, the massive continent Gondwana split apart. South America drifted westward, dragging rain, wind, and primitive forests with it. As the land moved, thunderstorms brought heavy tropical rains that fed early river systems. These rivers carved valleys, nourished trees, and slowly wove together the foundation of what would become the Amazon rainforest. But back then, the Amazon wasn't a forest, it was a vast prehistoric swamp. Tall fern trees, giant insects, titanic dinosaurs wandering the wetland floor. And over millions of years, rain, soil, and sunlight performed nature's slowest miracle. A superforest began to grow. The story of the rainforest cannot be told without the story of the river that feeds it. Today, the Amazon River is the second longest river on Earth, just slightly smaller than the Nile, yet carrying more water than the Nile, Mississippi, and Yangtze combined. But millions of years ago, the Amazon River didn't float eastward into the Atlantic, it flowed west into the Pacific. All that changed with one world-shifting event, the rise of the Andes Mountains. As tectonic plates collided, massive walls of rock began to push upward, slowly at first, then violently. The Andes grew taller, blocking the Amazon's path. Rivers backed up like a clogged drain. Water pooled into inland lakes and finally reversed direction, spilling toward the Atlantic. That reversal transformed a swamp into the most powerful river basin on Earth. Life exploded around it. With water flowing in a hot tropical climate locked in place, the Amazon became a factory of biodiversity. Before humans ever existed, the rainforest was already home to ancient jaguar ancestors, early crocodilians, giant sloths larger than cars, and spiders the size of dinner plates. Every storm brought change. Every flood reshaped the land. Every generation of plants and animals adapted, evolved, and multiplied. Science believes at least 3 million insect species, 40,000 plant types, 2,000 kinds of birds and mammals call the Amazon home today. And yet new species are discovered every single year. The Amazon wasn't just surviving, it was building the planet. Its trees created 20% of Earth's oxygen. Its rivers pumped fresh water around the globe. Its forests locked away carbon, cooling the atmosphere. The Amazon became the beating green heart of Earth. Long before the pyramids were built, long before empires rose and fell, people found their way into the rainforest. These were some of the first humans in the Americas, hunter-gatherers following river paths, settling where the land was fertile and the water flowed. For thousands of years, they learned from the forest which plants cured disease, which were poisonous, which animals could be hunted, and which should be feared. They built tools, boats, and villages of wood and woven fibers, using resources without destroying them. Contrary to old myths, the Amazon was not untouched wilderness. It was a landscape shaped by human hands. Ancient Amazonian cultures used farming techniques that enriched soil, controlled fires to renew growth, simple brick-like earth structures, early fish farming systems. Evidence suggests they created terra preta, a mysterious black soil still unmatched today, soil that remains fertile after thousands of years. The forest was not just a home, it was a partner. For centuries, most outsiders believed no complex civilization ever lived deep in the Amazon, but new discoveries proved the rainforest once supported millions of people. Researchers uncovered thousands of geometric earthworks, mysterious raised field farms, enormous interconnected villages. These were societies with agriculture, trade, roads, defensive structures, elaborate religious sites. They built without stone, not because they were simple, but because the forest provided everything. Then something silent and unimaginable happened. Around the 15th century, cities were abandoned, roads vanished under vines, villages disappeared beneath trees, not because its people failed, but because a storm was coming, a storm from across the ocean. In 1494, long after life had flourished in the rainforest, the outside world crashed into South America. Portuguese explorers arrived. Soldiers, missionaries, and adventurers followed. The Amazon became a new frontier to conquer, a place of gold myths and imagined empires. Spanish explorers spoke of cities paved with diamonds, rivers of silver, tribes of warrior women, inspirations for the very name Amazon, taken from Greek myth. But reality was darker than legend. Europeans brought diseases, smallpox, influenza, measles, diseases the indigenous people had no immunity to. Some regions lost 90% of their population in a single century. Villages disappeared faster than the forest could reclaim them. A chapter of Amazonian history, rich, complex, beautiful, seemed to vanish into silence. But the Amazon never surrendered. By the late 1800s, the world had a new obsession: rubber. And the Amazon, without knowing it, had become the most valuable place on Earth. Before plastic, rubber was the miracle material. It powered everything modern: tires, electrical wiring, industrial belts, machinery, telephones, and soon, automobiles. And the Amazon rainforest held the key. Hevea brasiliensis, the wild rubber tree, grew in scattered clusters across millions of acres. The outside world wanted rubber, and it wanted all of it. The birth of rubber barons. Local elites and foreign businessmen rushed deep into the forest, establishing trading posts along the Amazon River. Cities exploded with sudden wealth. Manaus became known as the Paris of the tropics. Electric lights were installed before many U.S. cities. Rubber barons built opera houses, palaces, and imported marble from Europe. They drank champagne, shipped in French chefs, and bathed in water hauled from the River Thames just to show off. But this booming wealth came with a shadow: hidden slavery in the jungle. Behind every wealthy rubber lord were thousands of enslaved indigenous workers. They were not paid, they were forced. Many were kidnapped from villages. Others were trapped by debt they could never repay. Rubber tapping was brutal. Long, dangerous hikes through dense jungle, heat, disease, venomous animals, torture and killings for disobeying orders. Entire tribes were wiped out. The forest remained timeless and beautiful, but the people living beneath its canopy faced horror. The boom goes global. Rubber demand skyrocketed when automobiles exploded across America. Factories like Ford, Firestone, and Goodyear needed rubber fast. Every new car meant more pressure on the rainforest. The US and Europe became addicted to Amazon latex. The world's modern cities ran on a resource pulled from vines and trees by terrified men in the world's deepest jungles. The collapse. In 1876, a secret operation changed everything. An Englishman named Henry Wickham smuggled 70,000 rubber tree seeds out of the Amazon. He claimed they were botanical samples. In reality, they were economic theft. Those seeds were sent to British-controlled colonies: Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Singapore. There, on neatly organized plantations, not scattered wilderness, Rubber could be harvested faster, cheaper, and without danger. By the early 1900s, Southeast Asia replaced the Amazon as the world's main source of rubber. The boom collapsed overnight. Unforgettable expeditions. After the collapse, cities built on rubber money fell silent. Mansions rotted. The Manaus Opera House echoed with ghosts instead of songs. The rainforest swallowed abandoned plantations. The rivers carried stories of struggle and loss. But the Amazon, as always, remained. The missionaries, explorers, and mapmakers, 1800s through 1900s. Even as rubber collapsed, adventure seekers poured into the Amazon. Missionaries spreading religion, scientists cataloging new species, dreamers hunting for cities of gold, cartographers mapping the unknown. Missionaries. Missionaries claimed they came to help indigenous tribes. Many meant well, teaching medicine, translation, schooling, but others forced conversion, destroyed native languages, and erased cultural practices in the name of salvation. Entire tribes lost centuries of identity to colonial religion. Naturalists and scientists. Others saw the Amazon as a living library. Researchers discovered thousands of medicinal plants, chemical compounds later used in antibiotics, new mammals, birds, and insects. They realized that the rainforest wasn't infinite wonder, it was fragile and deeply interconnected. Legendary explorers. Few names became as famous or mysterious as Percy Fawcett, a British explorer obsessed with rumors of a hidden city he called Z. He believed ancient Amazon civilizations rivaled Egypt or Rome. In 1925, Fawcett, his son, and a team vanished into the forest. No trace was ever found. Some think he was killed. Some think disease took him. A few believe he found his city and never came back. Fawcett's disappearance captured imaginations worldwide. Hollywood would later tell his story, but the Amazon knew a harder truth. Those who underestimate the jungle rarely return. World War II and the Second Rubber Rush, 1940 through 1945. The world went to war, and once again the Amazon became a battlefield without soldiers. The problem. During World War II, Japan seized control of the Asian rubber plantations. Suddenly, the Allied war effort, tanks, planes, and jeeps, had no rubber source. The US and Brazil made an emergency pact: restart the Amazon rubber industry fast. Brazil's rubber soldier. The Brazilian government recruited thousands of men, many from poor coastal regions. They were called the rubber soldiers. Promises were made: good wages, life insurance, housing, safe return home. Most of those promises were lies. Dropped into the hostile interior, rubber workers faced malaria, dysentery, snakebite, starvation. Exploitative overseers. Over 30,000 men died, not in battlefields of Europe, but under the dark canopy of the Amazon. When the war ended, the United States returned to buying rubber from Asia. Brazil did not bring many soldiers home. Families waited decades for recognition. It was another human sacrifice the world took without ever seeing it. The race to control the river, 1950 to 1970. Technology was advancing. Governments began eyeing the Amazon not as wilderness, but as a resource waiting to be conquered. The push to tame the jungle. Brazil launched massive nationwide plans: build highways through untouched forest, create cattle ranches, open mines, settle millions of citizens into the rainforest. The slogan was bold: land without people for people without land. But that slogan erased a truth. The Amazon was not empty. Millions of indigenous people already lived there, and they were not asked. The Trans-Amazonian Highway. In 1972, construction began on one of Earth's most audacious projects, a highway slicing 2,500 miles through jungle. From above, it looked like a scar through green flesh. The highway brought migrants seeking opportunity, loggers cutting ancient trees, ranchers clearing land. Deforestation began accelerating for the first time in human history. Yet few understood the consequences. To many leaders, the rainforest was endless, a blank slate waiting to be filled. They were wrong. The rise of industry and the first eco-wars, 1970 to 1990. The next decades were a clash between progress and preservation. Logging and mining. Chainsaws roared. Trees older than the Roman Empire fell in minutes. Gold rushes attracted fortune hunters. Mercury poison seeped into rivers. Indigenous villages faced disease, violence, and displacement. Cattle ranching. Ranchers burned forests to create pasture. Firestorms blackened the sky. One spark could destroy thousands of acres. Today, cattle ranching remains the #1 driver of Amazon deforestation. Indigenous resistance. But the forest was not voiceless. Tribal leaders fought back, protecting sacred land, blocking bulldozers, standing against armed invaders. One of the most famous defenders was Chico Mendez, a rubber tapper from Acre. He led peaceful protests, united workers and tribes, and drew international attention to rainforest destruction. In 1988, he was assassinated. His death marked a turning point. The world finally realized the Amazon was in danger.
By the 1990s, the forest had been burned, cut, and wounded, but not defeated. And finally, the world began to listen. For the first time in history, nations beyond South America recognized that the Amazon wasn't just a local issue, it was global. Why the world cared. Scientists sounded alarms. Cutting trees could accelerate climate change. Species were going extinct before being discovered. Losing the Amazon could alter weather patterns worldwide. Environmental groups formed alliances: World Wildlife Fund, Earthwatch, Rainforest Action Network, Greenpeace. Television documentaries, watched heavily across the United States, introduced Americans to indigenous tribes and showcased the devastation from space. Kids in classrooms held fundraisers to save the rainforest. The Amazon became a symbol of everything humanity stood to lose. Protected areas. Brazil and neighboring countries established national parks, indigenous reserves, conservation corridors. More land was legally protected than ever before in South American history. For a moment, deforestation slowed. It seemed possible the forest might recover. But the Amazon is a living battleground, and every victory triggers a new challenge. New Gold Fever, 2000 to 2015. Just when forests began healing, another boom reshaped the Amazon. Gold mining returns. Gold prices spiked worldwide. Foreign companies and independent miners rushed into remote regions. Satellite images revealed massive scars where trees once stood, chemical-contaminated rivers, boom towns rising overnight. Illegal gold miners used mercury to extract gold from soil. The poison seeped into waterways, bioaccumulating in fish and eventually in indigenous bloodstreams. Entire tribes now live with mercury levels that cause brain damage and birth defects. Agribusiness and soy. A new threat came from massive agriculture. Pioneered by global giants, huge swaths of rainforest were bulldozed for soybeans, used worldwide for animal feed, cooking oil, processed foods. By 2010, the Amazon was losing over 10,000 square miles a year to farms and cattle pastures. Logging turns high-tech. Illegal loggers organized, GPS equipment, bribed officials, trucks moving at night, fake documentation and export routes. Rare hardwoods like mahogany were smuggled to luxury markets in the US and Europe. The forest was still losing. Fight for indigenous rights. While industries expanded, indigenous communities stepped into the global spotlight. The guardians of the forest. Tribes like Yanomami, Kayapo, Ashaninka, Munduruku, Tikuna organized themselves into political movements. They argued not just for survival, but for legal recognition of ancestral land. Voices amplified. For the first time, indigenous activists traveled to the United Nations, addressed U.S. Congress, sat on environmental panels, partnered with scientists and lawyers. Some became global celebrities. Kayapo leaders in feathered headdresses appeared on American news shows, warning the world of what was coming. Legal victories. Brazil's courts and constitution began recognizing indigenous territorial rights. Protected lands proved incredibly effective. Forests inside indigenous reserves had little to no deforestation. The rest of the Amazon was shrinking fast. The violence continues. Defending land was dangerous. Hundreds of tribal leaders, activists, and journalists were murdered by illegal loggers, miners, ranchers, and traffickers. Many killers were never prosecuted. The Amazon was not only a forest, it was a front line. Technology meets the rainforest. A new era began when satellites and science joined the fight for the forest. Eyes in the sky. NASA, Brazil's INPE, and universities worldwide used satellites to track logging, fires, river pollution, illegal roads. For the first time, governments couldn't claim they didn't see deforestation. The world watched in real time. The internet changes everything. Documentaries, news reports, and social media exploded with rainforest stories. American YouTubers filmed expeditions. TikTok creators posted about indigenous rights. Kids around the world shared memes like "Every tree matters." New scientific breakthroughs. Biologists uncovered extraordinary discoveries. New monkey species, fungus that eats plastic, Amazon plants that fight cancer cells, rare frogs with venom used in pain medicine. The rainforest wasn't just wildlife, it was a pharmacy, a genetic treasure chest, a key to humanity's medical future. But the clock was ticking. Fire in the forest, 2019 to 2021. Then came the year the world seemed to burn. In August 2019, satellite images revealed massive fires across Brazil's Amazon region. Many weren't natural. They were deliberately set to clear land. Skies over cities turned orange. Smoke drifted across borders. Air quality alerts went off thousands of miles away. Americans watched news headlines. The lungs of the earth are burning. Protests erupted from New York to Los Angeles. The Amazon became an urgent symbol of climate crisis. Political conflict. Some leaders argued the forest belonged to Brazil alone. Global outrage was foreign interference. Development was more important than trees. Others begged for international help. The Amazon was now a political battlefield, not just an ecological one. The Amazon at a crossroads, 2022 present. Today, the Amazon stands on a knife's edge. Good news: monitoring systems are improving. Indigenous rights are expanding. Some countries reduced deforestation. Young generations care deeply. Bad news: logging and mining continue. Climate change is drying the forest. Species are vanishing. River systems are changing. Scientists warn that if 25% to 25% of the forest disappears, the Amazon could hit a tipping point. It could transform into a dry savanna. A global mission. Countries across the world, including the United States, are now investing in rainforest protection. Tech billionaires, celebrities, even sports leagues donate millions. People finally understand saving the Amazon isn't charity, it's survival.
Long before maps and borders, before language was written, the Amazon had storytellers. Today, the Amazon is home to more than 350 indigenous tribes, speaking over 200 languages. They are not relics of the past. They are living nations. Deep knowledge. Amazon tribes know which plants heal wounds, which herbs treat infection, how to navigate rivers at night, how to hunt without disrupting ecosystems. Their knowledge rivals modern science, built not from textbooks, but thousands of years of survival. Community over possession. In many tribes, land is shared, food is communal. Leaders are chosen by wisdom, not wealth. Children grow up surrounded by extended family. There is no concept of owning the forest. They belong to the forest, not the other way around. Culture and expression. Tribal identities live through painted bodies, feathered headdresses, hyper-detailed tattoos, oral history, mythology tied to land and animals, ceremonial music and dance. Each pattern, each color, tells a story, a lineage. The power of the shaman. Shamans, or medicine men and women, hold sacred roles. They diagnose illness through observation and ritual, use hallucinogenic plants to communicate with spirits, maintain tribal memory, protect cultural balance. One plant-linked ritual has become famous: ayahuasca, a brew that can trigger visions and emotional healing. Westerners now travel to South America seeking it, but for tribes, it is sacred tradition. Hidden tribes of the Amazon. Not all tribes want contact with the outside world. Some live in total isolation, by choice. Uncontacted peoples. There are at least 100 uncontacted tribes hidden deep within the rainforest. They avoid strangers, move their camps often, leave warnings for anyone approaching, fire arrows at aircraft and boats. These groups remain so isolated that they have no immunity to modern diseases. Contact could wipe them out. Their languages may be unlike anything heard before. Governments mark zones as no-contact territories to protect them from outsiders. But illegal loggers and miners don't always care about boundaries. These tribes live on the edge of existence, surviving like humans did thousands of years ago. Animals of wonder and nightmare. The Amazon rainforest contains nearly 10% of all known species, and many more waiting to be discovered. Some are dazzling, some are deadly. Parrots and macaws. Brilliant flashes of red, yellow, green, and blue burst through the canopy. These birds, mate for life, communicate in complex calls, hollow out trees for homes. Their feathers inspired ancient headdresses and modern art alike. The mysterious primates. The Amazon hosts howler monkeys. Howls can be heard 3 miles away. Capuchins, intelligent tool users. Tamarins, tiny, playful, with mustache-like fur. Spider monkeys, acrobats swinging masters. And deep within remote areas, scientists continue discovering new species. Insects beyond imagination. The rainforest is an insect capital. Butterflies with metallic wings, beetles that glow, ants that farm fungi, mosquitoes that spread deadly malaria, bullet ants with stings compared to being shot, leafcutter ants carrying leaves 50 times their weight. Every insect plays a role, even the ones you would rather avoid. Silent predators. The Amazon contains the world's largest snake, green anaconda, most venomous spider, Brazilian wandering spider, deadly fer-de-lance vipers. But rainforest predators are patient. Most would rather hide than strike. The jaguar, spirit of the forest. The jaguar is the king predator. Powerful jaws crush skulls. It swims rivers. It hunts silently. Tribal mythology sees it as a spirit warrior. Jaguars symbolize strength, mystery, the pulse of the jungle. They are feared and revered. The river of life. Few rivers match the Amazon in scale, power, or mystery. The mighty Amazon, 4,000 miles long, over 1,100 tributaries, deep enough to swallow ships, wider than some seas during wet season. In a single second, it dumps more water into the Atlantic than the Mississippi River does in 10 seconds. Creatures of the deep. Under the surface swim piranhas, deadly only in swarms. Arapaima, giant fish over 10 feet long. Electric eels produce shocks strong enough to kill. River dolphins, pink-skinned, extremely intelligent. Stingrays, catfish, and unknown creatures. The Amazon River is so unexplored, scientists believe thousands of fish species remain unidentified. Life on the water. For millions who live in the region, boats replace cars, rivers replace highways, fish replace supermarkets. Homes stand on stilts to survive floods. Children learn to paddle before they read. The river is power, danger, and lifeline mixed together. The flood and the drought. In rainy season, rivers leap their banks. Villages disappear underwater. Trees drown for months. Millions of fish migrate. In dry season, riverbeds vanish. Boats sit stranded. Predators hunt newly exposed ground. The Amazon breathes in seasonal rhythm like a gigantic living lung. Mysteries of the Amazon. No place on Earth carries more unanswered questions. Vanished civilizations. New LiDAR scanning reveals ancient roads, stone platforms, city grids under trees. The lesson? The Amazon may have been more populated and advanced than we ever imagined. Unexplained creatures. Locals tell stories of giant snakes longer than buses, river monsters that flip canoes, strange lights drifting through trees, birds that mimic human voices at night. Some are myths, others might be unknown species. Ecosystem secrets. The forest hides soil that creates itself, plants communicating chemically, tree networks sharing nutrients, rivers flowing underground. Scientists estimate only 20% of Amazon life has been discovered. 80% remains unseen. A place made for ghost stories. At night, the Amazon transforms. Insects scream, leaves crackle, air grows still, eyes glow in the dark. To many, it feels alive, aware, watching. It is nature in its rawest form. Why the Amazon matters to the world. The Amazon is not just a forest, it is a system that keeps our planet alive. The air we breathe. The Amazon stores enormous amounts of carbon, locking it away instead of letting it heat the planet. Its trees produce oxygen and reduce CO2. The rainmaker. Moisture from Amazon trees creates atmospheric rivers that bring rain to Brazil, Argentina, Peru, the Caribbean, and even southern United States in certain patterns. Lose the forest and weather systems collapse. The most valuable pharmacy. Compounds from Amazon plants are used to treat cancer, reduce fever, fight bacterial infection, manage heart disease, create new medicines. Every lost tree could erase a future cure. Untapped genetic wealth. Seeds and species may hold drought-resistant crops, new biofuels, climate solutions, medical breakthroughs. We are destroying answers we don't yet know the questions for.